Okay, Prop the Mic PTM coming to you on a Sunday. What's up?
Sunday.
What's going on?
Things are good. I watched a lot of college basketball last night, actually. Duke Blue Devils took home the championship, which was a surprise.
Yeah, that's for sure.
You know, based on where we were 2 months ago, and your Bruins over there.
Yeah, couldn't pull it out.
You know, they didn't even really try though. They're resting all their guys for the big tournament. So
yeah.
But yeah,
it's fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
Selection Sunday, right?
This is a good time of the year in general for basketball because you got like the NBA is still going on, and then you got all this excitement around March Madness. So it's good.
Yeah, you get to see the guys next year's draft class, get a preview. Yeah, it's fun. I love this time.
Definitely. All right.
Let's do it.
Today we have 6 games. So you ready to dive into it? And we have one of them starting in about 2 hours. So
yeah,
let's make sure we hit that one up first.
Yep, let's do it.
All right. So we got the Nets at the Nuggets. Nuggets are minus 9.5 at home. Total is 230.5. What do you like here?
All right. I think so. In terms of matchups, I didn't go through writing down all the averages. I just kind of did a quick glance which position groupings were popping off, and we had Jokic's positions popping off repeatedly across multiple categories. So I like him in this game here, both points and rebounds separately.
Okay.
22.5 points. I was on this the other day. It cashed. He had 37 in that game against San Antonio. You look at he's in his post scorer classification, offensive role. Guys that are also in that grouping are Şengün, who had 16 recently, Ayton 35, and Zubac 19. Those are the last 3 post scorers that Brooklyn's faced. So I understand Şengün and Zubac did not cover the 23, but they also much lower usage players than Nikola Jokic.
Yeah.
So I like that. And then his rebounds as well, 12.5. He's done this in his last 6 of 10 overall, last 7 of 10 at home. And those same 3 post scorers, Şengün had 12. So pretty good. Ayton 15 and Zubac 12. Last 3 guys Brooklyn's face. So pretty good matchup for him.
Yeah, I mean, the spread in this game kind of implies a blowout, but the Nuggets don't really blow people out. They kind of get big leads, then they give them up, then they, kind of play competitively. And this Nets team seems to be able to kind of compete with everybody, not necessarily win, but be competitive. So I think this will be a fourth quarter game for sure.
Yeah, whenever Jokic is on the bench, the other team comes back.
Yeah,
and Jokic comes back in, and then they pull away a little bit more. That's how they roll. So I like that. I had one other. Wings are a good matchup against Brooklyn here. So that's Michael Porter Jr. and Bruce Brown. I do have the Bruce Brown revenge narrative here. I didn't find anything on him, but just wanted to point that out. But I like Porter's points. It's down. It was 16.5 the other day. It's down to 15.5. Wings are averaging 20.7 against Brooklyn when they play 25-plus minutes since February 1st. That includes Oubre, had 17, Jaylen Brown, 35, RJ Barrett, 15, Anthony Edwards, 32, your man Grayson Allen, 19, Quentin Grimes, 22, Bogdan Bogdanovic, 22. So good spot for Porter here.
It's kind of surprising, though, because I feel like that's where the Nets are the deepest in terms of defensive capability, right?
Yeah.
Like I would expect guards and centers to dominate. But all right.
This does go back to February 1st. I didn't look at like post trade deadline. That's probably not a bad thing. I should take a look at that, but
close enough.
Yeah. You have about an extra week of games in there.
Yeah.
10 days. Yeah.
All right. I did like, you mentioned Bruce Brown. I was looking for, well, you know what? Bruce Brown, I always felt bad for, like with all this, Harden, KD, Kyrie nonsense going on. I thought Bruce Brown was the one guy who just played consistently great last year for the Nets.
Yeah.
So he might have left there like, a little bit irritated with the Nets. So this is his first game against the Nets since leaving. I went with his rebounds, 3.5 rebounds, plus 105. He's done this in 5 of 7 overall, 4 of his last 4 at home. So I thought that was good value on that. I just think this is the kind of game he's going to have a little extra juice for. So,
I mean, all the guys he played with are not there anymore, but
no, but still, it's
the
more,
front office,
the organization,
whatnot. Yeah.
Right, even his coach. I guess Jacques Vaughn was.
Vaughn was on the staff,
the assistant. Yeah.
Yeah.
The other approach to take with Brown, if you're afraid of the 4 rebounds, because he doesn't exceed that by a lot very often, but you could also go with 1 steal and 2 rebounds. 1 steal he's done in 8 of 10. 2 rebounds he's done in 8 of 10. You put those two together on DraftKings, it's minus 125. So I think he's a guaranteed steal in this game, just given the
I would tend to agree with that.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's really, and then 2 rebounds is super low for him. So I think that could be another approach if
That's
you don't want to go
nice.
with the 4
Nice
rebounds.
Low line parlay there, right up your alley.
Right.
Like
could be a first quarter cash. So.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. I also went with a former net, Jeff Green as well.
Former a lot of teams.
Yeah. I have to say, behind Capella, and maybe 2 or 3 other players, I think Jeff Green is a top. He's a top like 7 player for me in the league, and just in terms of guys I love, just because he's like old, but he can still leap through the building.
Athletic, right?
So athletic, like he's ageless when it comes to his athleticism. So 9.5 par I liked for him.
Ooh.
He's done. It's weird, right?
Is that available on like normal books?
I think so. So. It was on. I saw it on props.cash. So
all right.
Once if it's on there, it's available either on
DraftKings,
MGM or FanDuel. So it'll be he's done this at 8 of his last 10 games. The 2 games he did miss, he had 9 and 8. So it's not like he's missing it by very much. And in his last 2 games against Brooklyn, again, completely different team, but just showing that motivation. Because I think last season, these were last season. Last season was his first season on the Nuggets, right? I think, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
He had 14 and 18 par in those games. So, so I could see him putting up, a handful of rebounds, 7 points, something like that.
And he's playing enough minutes. He
gets 20 something minutes a game, so he doesn't play a lot. But that was my first find, and then because I was looking for that old, Brooklyn narrative, and then I thought about Bruce Brown, and I was like, no, he definitely is the better of the 2 players. So I like Jeff Green, but I would lean towards Brown.
All right.
And I would probably say that Jokic is a better play than both of them, but
but you have the blowout risk. But
you do. Bruce Brown will play some.
I'm not so worried. I'm not so worried about it in this one.
Yeah,
I kind of
he could have 23 points in the first half if he wants.
Yeah, I mean the last game where he had 37, I think he had 21 or something in the first half. Yeah.
All right. Next game, I'm very excited about this pick. We got the Cavs at the Hornets. Hornets are +8 at home.
Yeah.
Total is 220. I think I'm pretty sure Jared Allen is out of this game.
Yeah. He's listed as doubtful. Right?
Yeah, so he's out.
Probably. Yeah.
There's no way they're going to push him against the Hornets.
No.
Which opens up opportunities for Evan Mobley, right?
It does, but if you look at the splits without Allen, he's gone under in points every single game without Allen this season.
Points.
I don't know.
I like the rebounds, but anyway.
No, I definitely, that was like, and you have a good matchup here. Rolling cut bigs against Charlotte is a good matchup, so I liked it. So let's hear what you have, because I couldn't find something. I thought without Allen it'd be popping off much more.
I thought so too. I thought, and even what I'm about to say is not overly convincing. So 11.5 rebounds is his line. -120. That's very high for him normally. Normally he's an 8.5 to 9.5 kind of rebound guy. Without Allen, though, he's played 7 games this season, and he's cleared 11.5 rebounds in 4 of 7 games. The 3 games where he didn't clear were against Milwaukee, Philly, and New York, which are all fairly good rebounding teams. So against poor rebounding teams, he's clearing this by good margin. The last time he played Charlotte earlier this season, he had 18 rebounds, and Allen played in that game. So, so we know like, the good rebounders against Charlotte, their output is like 30% higher than their average. So I think this is a 14-15 rebound game for him potentially.
All right. We got to play that. I like the adjusted line on Mobley then.
Oh yeah. You
14 plus.
You love anything that is plus 800 or above. All right. What do you have? Anything?
Yeah, one. So stationary shooters against Charlotte is also another good matchup. So that's a few guys on Cleveland. That's Okoro, that's Osman. These are all role players, Neto and Dean Wade. So I like Okoro here, over 8.5 points. He's done this in his last 4 or 5 overall, averaging 10.5 points over his last 5 games.
I saw that too.
In a good matchup. So I like that. And then just one other little one, I just kind of have a feeling. So there's not a huge sample size, but a category we don't talk about that much just because there's not a lot of players in it are slashers, which is guys like Ja Morant and Colin Sexton, those kind of players. Dennis Smith Jr. is also one of those players. It's a good matchup against Cleveland. His line's only 9.5. He's done this in his last 4 or 5, and he's averaging 11 points over his last 5 games. So he's getting more play without LaMelo in there, and he's got this nice matchup, decent matchup against Cleveland. So
Dennis Smith is. I brought him up the other day, and you laughed at me. Now you're playing him. He is. I've only seen him play a handful of times, but every time I watch him, I'm just amazed by his athleticism. That guy is really, really athletic. Like,
he was a lottery pick.
Yeah, but like he's got like, I don't want to say he's like got Ja Morant hops because nobody does. But when you watch some of his plays, they are like just a step or two below Ja in terms of like his ability, jumping ability. It's pretty cool. He's
it is
certainly underrated and getting a little chance to shine right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all I had.
Sorry if I offended anyone by comparing Dennis Smith to Ja.
To Ja Morant.
He's certainly in less trouble than Ja these days.
Yeah. I don't know who that's more of a dig at. I don't know if that's a dig at Ja or dig at Smith now after all this Ja Morant news.
Okay. Anything else in this game?
No, let's move on.
Wade, just to say, Wade, you liked potentially Wade. I didn't see lines on him, but he is starting. So,
dude, if he's starting, he's popping off on multiple categories: stationary shooter, help defenders. There's not a lot of, not a ton of good matchups outside like the bigs and rebounding. So Wade would be a guy when those lines come out. I would dig into that a little bit.
Yeah,
he'll get a nice matchup.
He'll get some good minutes today in lieu of
good call out there.
Yeah. All right, Wizards at the Sixers. Sixers are -7.5 at home. Total is 227.5. This is the 4th time they've played this season, so lots of data points to go off of. And one matchup in this game that just was popping like crazy. Hopefully you and I both got it. Let's see.
One matchup that was popping like crazy. All right. Matchup wise, let's start on the Philly side. So you have good matchups here against Washington with your athletic finishers. So that's PJ Tucker. I didn't want to steal your PJ Tucker thunder.
No.
One of your guys today.
No. I've actually squeezed the PJ.
You've gotten all the juice
as much as I possibly can. Okay. So I'll pass the baton to you at this point.
All right. Just real quick, not like this is not the play of the day or anything. It's still just PJ Tucker, but over 3.5 points. He's done this in his last 4 or 5 at home, averaging 6.6. He's had 2 made threes in 4 of his last 5 home games. So that's part of the reason he's getting there. So I think, you maybe play 2+ threes for him might be nice as well. The over 3.5 points is -120. The play I like better though, primary ball handlers are a good target against Washington. So that's Maxey, over 20.5 points. His last 2 games against Washington, 32 and 28. He's done this in 6 of 7 overall, averaging 24.1 points. And the last 3 primary ball handlers to face Washington: Anthony Simons, 34 points; Tyrese Halliburton, 40 points; Drew Holiday, 26 points.
Is he not starting at this point? Let me look. I think they may have made a change. Oh no, I see him in the starting lineup. The other day I was watching the game. He was not starting for some reason. So you still classify him as a primary ball handler, even though he's the shooting guard?
He is classified as primary ball handler, yes.
Okay. All right. Interesting. All right. Anybody else?
Not on the Philly side.
I didn't really have a great justification for this other than the history against Washington, but Tobias Harris over 12.5 points. His last 3 games against Washington, 16, 16, and 15. 6 of his last 10 at home, so it's okay. I usually like to find something that's 7 of 10 or 8 of 10. But he's had good success against Washington, so he'll probably have a good game tonight. Like I said, there's 3 games already in the books against that team this year. So,
yeah, I think he had a down game his last game. He's one of these guys who's got a
up
down
and down
game. Usually come up and down. Yeah. So, anything else on the Philly side?
Nope. Let's go to Washington.
No? Okay. Washington. So I had 2. So one guy that popped up here multiple times as a primary ball handler, as a point of attack defender, and as a straight up point guard, Monty Morris. I like his par here, 15.5 par, minus 113. He's done this in 2 of 3 games against Philly this season, averaging 19.3. He's done this in 6 of 10 overall, and the 4 misses were 14, 14, 15, and 15. He's done this in 6 of 10 on the road, and his 4 misses were 15, 15, 15, and 13. So he's like just getting there. He's getting there, and then the times he's not, he's like getting hooked.
Right. So pretty consistent.
Yeah. He's in a good matchup. Then my only other one, this one I was kind of surprised about. Corey Kispert, is that who you were talking about?
No. We weren't on it together. I'll go
it's Porzingis, right? Or Beal?
Yeah.
Porzingis, yeah. All right, let me just do Kispert, and then I'll let you do Bill. So Kispert's a low-activity defender. They have a nice matchup
very
here.
Low. The lowest activity defender.
You love this categorization.
I do love that one.
So his line's 6.5 points. He's done this in 9 of 10, averaging 10 points. He's done this in 8 of 10 on the road, averaging 10.5 points. And on December 27th, he had 8 points against Philly.
It's just something about
90% and 80% hit rates, my friend.
Yeah. Kispert. I've had bad
Super
luck.
Exciting.
I've had bad luck with him in the past, so it's more of a personal thing. He's probably a great play tonight. Porzingis over 21.5 points, minus 140. He has done this in 9 of his last 10 games, and his 3 games against Philly this year, 32, 30, and 24.
Surprising, no?
Yeah, it was very surprising. I mean, it's not. He's had a lot of recent success. It's just more, why is he dominating Philly?
That's what I mean,
right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I didn't dive in to look whether or not Embiid played in all those games. But Embiid's played pretty much.
Yeah, he's playing
almost the whole season.
He's not sitting much this season.
If he missed any, he maybe missed one. So I don't know. I don't know why it doesn't scream a great matchup, but the guy's red hot and he's had good success against the team. I don't see why he can't do it again tonight. So
yeah. All right.
Alrighty. Blazers at the Pelicans. Pelicans are just bad, man. We went from
Zion's hasn't played a game since January 2nd or something like that. So
yeah, but you're going to tell me that with the defensive lineup that they have, plus Jovel, plus Ingram, plus McCollum, they can't be competitive. There's something more going on there.
It is true, because they were last year with that same lineup there. So yeah, it's a good point.
I don't understand what's going on there. There's something not right. They're losing to bad teams. Anyway, got the Blazers at the Pelicans tonight. Pelicans are getting 1.5 at home. That should tell you the story right there.
Yeah.
Total is 230.5. Anybody, any matchups screaming to you tonight?
Yeah, so Ingram is popping here in terms of shot creator matchup, help defender matchup, but there was no lines out yet. I didn't see any.
Yeah, there were very, very few lines.
Yeah, and then also anchor bigs have a pretty good matchup, so you could look at Joe Val there. Also, weren't lines out.
Ingram's out. That's why I was being.
Oh, okay.
And that's why they're getting points. Yeah, so the starting lineup is McCollum, Murphy, Richardson, Herb Jones, and Joe Val.
So I would look at Murphy a bit here then. He's also a help defender, and I think getting some extra run here could be something to look at, but not super exciting, obviously. On the Portland side, bigs are where to go. So post scorer matchups popping off. So that's Nurkic. Anchor big, that's Nurkic. Straight up big / centers, that's Nurkic as well. His line's only 11.5 points. He just came back. He's only had 2 games since he's come back. His minutes increased from like 17 to 25 the last game. In that game, the last game, he had 25 points. He had 25 minutes. He had 11 points. So he just needs 12 in this game. I'm sure the minutes will go up a little bit in an awesome matchup for him.
Okay. I like that. I liked someone you played the other day. I like Jeremy Grant over 6.5 RA. It was around minus 130. He's done this in 6 of his last 7 overall. In his away games, he's had a pretty good success with this on the road, 7 of 8. And in his 2 games against New Orleans this season, he had 12 and 7. So,
that one cashed the other day. That was a good one.
Yeah, I think it cashed maybe on just rebounds alone. I think he did a ton of rebounds, like 10 rebounds or something in that game. So I look for him to continue to crash the boards.
And he won't have the responsibility of guarding BI in this game either. So free him up a little bit more.
Exactly. So I think that's a good play.
Yeah.
All right. Good with this one?
Yep.
All right. Next, we got the Thunder at the Spurs. Spurs are getting 3.5 at home. Total is 236.5. Very few props out on this game.
You know what this is a rematch of?
I don't know what this is a rematch of.
This is the Lindy Waters rematch.
Run back.
We're running back Lindy Waters. Off-screen shooters against the Spurs. Let's do it. I got nothing for this game. There was only like 2 lines out. Trey Jones playing, or is he hurt?
Let me see.
I forgot to look at that.
He's not listed as injured. He's not starting.
Okay. You have a good match. He's popping off as slasher, point of attack defender, point guard. All 3 matchups great against OKC. So I'd look at him. And otherwise, nothing really. Spurs are kind of a weird team to bet on guys with. And then against the Spurs, on the OKC side, movement shooters, nice matchup. So again, PTM, our guy, Isaiah Joe, you can look at him. Off-screen shooters, Lindy Waters. I'd say point of attack defenders, Dort, but I had nothing on this game.
Yeah, PTM is now the official sponsor of Isaiah Joe. Lindy Waters, the third. Oh my God!
I have to find some offshore sports book to find a line on him, but maybe when the game starts, you get a live line.
Yeah, there were only two props available on this entire game, so let's just move on from this one. All right.
Yeah, because those OKC's on a back-to-back, so their report's not out.
But it does look like SGA will play this game, so that'll be fun to watch him like light up the Spurs, hopefully.
Yeah.
Okay, Knicks at the Lakers. Tell our audience here you got to go see the Knicks almost pull out a win against the Clippers, but
it was a fun game. Kawhi's awesome. I got to say that, and I thought they could do it. Randall's Randall's also awesome to watch. My son loves him. So
yeah,
it was fun. And now we got back-to-back for the Knicks going up against the depleted, the LeBron-less Lakers, at least. So
Lakers are still -2.5 at home, and the total is 225.5 in this game. And it looks like Brunson is going to play tonight.
Oh, yeah?
He was in the projected starting lineup, yeah.
Okay.
Does that make you...
If he plays, he's the guy to play.
Right. Point guards.
Shot creators, low-activity defenders, point guards, all three of them. Brunson, he's not a super low-activity defender, but
no.
That's his class. That's his
He's
category.
not in the same classification as Kispert.
Kispert, yeah.
No.
So I had so there's not a lot. Well, I guess there was stuff on the Knicks, but I was really waiting to see that Brunson news. So he's really my only play, I think, from this game on the Knicks side. Did you have anything on the Knicks side?
No, I don't even. I wouldn't know what to do there until they, confirm that he's playing,
exactly,
and that'll be late. So let's focus on the Lakers side.
Okay, Lakers side. Austin Reeves has two nice matchups. One is a wing. The other one as a stationary shooter. His line's 11.5. He's done this in 6 of 8 overall, averaging 15 points per game over his last 8 games. Stationary shooters are averaging 15 points per game against the Knicks since February 1st when they played 25-plus minutes. And wings are averaging 19.4 points against the Knicks. So nice matchup here for Mr. Austin Reeves. And
oh, wow. Look at his last.
Yeah.
Look at his last couple games.
I know.
I'm just looking at him without
he's been
LeBron.
awesome.
Yeah, he has been.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I like that a lot.
Yeah. And then the other one, pull up Hachimura while you're at it. He's popping here in terms of forward matchup and a help defender matchup. His line's 9.5 points. In his last 2 games, he had 16 and 17. And then he played the Knicks on January 31st, and he had 19 points in that game.
Okay.
So Mr. Rui Hachimura.
All right, very good. You got anybody else?
Nope.
I just liked D'Angelo Russell. Over 5.5 assists. He's only played 5 games for the Lakers so far. One of which he only played 8 minutes.
Yeah.
So, and in the other 4 games, he's hit this in 3 of 4 games. So, I think he's good for 6 assists tonight.
Yeah, I can see that. Primary ball handlers are a good matchup against the Knicks. So,
yeah. So, all right. I think that does it.
Yep. Nice, easy 6-game slate. We'll get some picks up on Twitter and enjoy the games.
All right. Very good.
All right. Bye.
Have a good night.
You too. Bye.